Is this a rock show? What is this?
At times it feels like it. A Tony Robbins seminar you're looking at. Tony Robbins, the master life coach / strategist. You've probably seen him on TV. Maybe you've read his books. He sold millions and millions of copies. Many millions have been to these seminars. It's an amazing thing, and I tell you, there are some impressive people. This is a big planet, and he's one of the most impressive people I've ever met on this planet. People like Hugh Jackman have worked for him, worked with him. Bill Clinton. I think we have the legendary Oprah Winfrey. She actually walked the coals. And also some key leaders in the business world listen to Tony Robbins. He's that good. He has a new book, his first one in 20 years, by the way. What's it called, Rosanna?
It's called Money, Master the Game, 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom. Tony Robbins, nice to have you on Good Day New York. Now, my partner went to see you the last time that you were here and you did this great big seminar. My sister-in-law, who was, you know, she could be a little jaded every now and then, went to see you with her entire company, and they both told me it's the most amazing experience, life-changing, and they were so inspired by what you said. So we're honored to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Welcome once again. But Tony, some people out there do not associate you as the business guy, but you are. Tell us about this, please.
Well, it's interesting. For most of my life, 37 years, I've been focusing on breakthroughs. I've been obsessed with what helps people change their life the fastest. What are the strategies? What are the tools? And when you look at somebody's life and what changes the quality of the life the most, it's really only a few areas of your life. It's your relationships, it's your body, a level of energy. It has to do with your emotions, and then money. So I've taught money principles, and I grew up in a very tough environment. We had no money. You know, we had our cars repossessed. We kicked out of places we were in. No money and no food at sometimes at Thanksgiving. So I was impacted by that. So when 2008 happened, and I saw these people losing their homes and losing half of what they'd earned in their lifetime, it wasn't a statistic for me, and I wanted to be part of the solution. But I kept saying, well, you know, the government's going to do something. 2 years later, when nothing had been done, I got angry, and I started looking for answers, and I thought, I want to participate in the solution because I've been interviewing and I've been modeling and training and coaching one of the top financial traders on earth for the last 21 years, a guy named Paul Tudor Jones.
Oh, Paul, he does the Robin Hood Foundation.
Yes, exactly right. Paul's one of my dearest friends.
He's fantastic.
So I've coached him for 21 years every day. So I've been with him when, you know, this tech crash happened in 2000. I was there at 9/11. I was there when the huge crash that we had in 2008. And he's made money every single year, no matter where the market's been. So I thought if I could go interview, not just Paul, but 50 of the smartest people on earth, you know, Nobel Prize winners, people that started with nothing and became billionaires, and I could figure out their strategy, and then I could teach anyone how to turn their finances around regardless of where the market goes. So 4 years of study, that's what I've done, and now I've come out with this book to show people.
Is the system rigged a little bit against us? All those guys you mentioned, they have mastered the system, but I think you kind of point out that for the rest of us who want to get rich or get wealthier or
just
save
be
for retirement.
financially free.
Right, the system is set up against us somehow?
It is, and it's not like it's evil, it's just that right now these giant financial institutions, their number one priority is to their shareholders. So their job is to make a profit. Their job is not to make sure you as an investor make a profit. And you read about it every day in the newspaper. So what I want to do is level the playing field. And the way I did that was find out, this is one industry, one place where what you don't know will hurt you. So I'll give you an example. Most people have, 1 out of 3 Americans right now, you know, 1 out of 3 baby boomers have $1,000 for retirement. That's their total amount. Most people have money, they have it in a 401k. They have no idea what it costs or how to manage that 401k. Most people's 401k has mutual funds in it. Now, it makes sense that if you don't, we all have our own lives. We're going to be a brilliant investor on the side, so we hire someone else to do it, a mutual fund manager. But here's the facts. 96% of all mutual funds over any 10-year period of time don't match the market. That means you're paying somebody for a performance you get for next to nothing. And here's the next problem, fees. We don't know what fees are. You say, do you have 401ks? Do you both have 401ks?
Yes.
What are your fees on your 401k?
I have no idea.
What are your fees?
Who knows?
And they prey on that. They make it seem so complex. And so most people, if they do know, they'll say it's 1%. And 1% is called the expense ratio. That's just the edge of the fees. According to Forbes, the average person pays 3.17. You go, your viewers are probably saying, who cares? Let me tell you why you should care. 3%, for every 1% you give away, it's 20% of your lifetime savings you're giving away through time. So for example, if 3 people had $100,000 and they invest it and they never have any more money and they make 7% a year for 30 years, at 65, the person who paid 1% in fees, they're going to have $574,000 without adding another dime. Pretty amazing from the 100,000. The person who paid 3% in fees, they got $324,000, $250,000 difference, 77% less money, and they had the same return. It was just thrown away in fees.
So the simple solution is what? You
have to be able to eliminate most mutual funds, and I show you how to do that. Because here's what I did. I went to people like Ray Dalio, Ray Dalio, most average people never heard of, but the president knows him. Janet Yellen, the head of the Fed, knows him. He manages money for China, for countries. $160 billion. I sat down for 3 hours. I said to him, look, normally it takes $5 billion to be able to invest with him. 10 years ago, and you had to give him $100 million. I said, if you couldn't give any of your money to your children, all you could give them was a strategy, because I'm looking for something I could give to everybody else, a plan that they could start with little or nothing and they could truly be financially free and they wouldn't have to go those ups and downs that make people freak out. He said, I know exactly what I do. It's called my all-weather fund. He said, I do it for, my own money is in that place. My money for the future is in that place for my kids. Explain it to me. Explains it to me. At the end, I said, this is brilliant. It's made money since 1925 like clockwork. Most it's ever lost is tiny amounts of money. Makes money like crazy. I said, this is wonderful, except you've told me make a chocolate cake, and you said use some sugar, use some chocolate, use some flour. I need the amounts, the secret sauce, right? He goes, Tony, I can't do that. You know, that's my secrets. I said, I know, but you said you're not taking any investors. You haven't for 10 years. He's giving away half his net worth, one of the most generous men you can imagine. At the end, I got him to give it to me. He's never shared it ever. It's in the book.
It's in the book.
And here's what it does. You can take 15 minutes a year. No, nothing else. Just do that plan. You can implement it yourself, or you can have someone do it for you. But here's what's worked. In 75 years, it's been right 85% of the time. And when it's been wrong, it lost 1.6% on average. In 70, you know, all the ups and downs, last 10 years, we had 50% ups and downs. That's what wipes people out. If you could go to Vegas and you could be right 85% of the time, and when you lost 1.6%, and when you won, you averaged 10%, you do that all day long. That's what Ray has given in here.
But Tony, you know, some people don't even have the money to invest.
Yes.
They're paying their bills, they're living hand to mouth. How do you deal with that?
That is the #1 mistake that we all make, and I made it too in the beginning. It's one of my regrets. I would have been in a different place earlier. But here's what I can tell you. Most people think if I get this big score, they don't have money to invest. All the people who get big scores, the vast majority, end up broke. You know, you can look at Curt Schilling, you know, of the Red Sox. $100 million he made. It's gone, bankrupt. You can go back in history. Look at some of the great actresses like, you know, Kim Basinger, bankrupt. Mike Tyson made $500 million and went bankrupt. Here's what you need. A small amount of money that continually grows. And you do it through compounding. I asked Warren Buffett, what made you wealthy? He said 3 things. He said, #1, living in America. #2, good genes, so I lived a long time. #3, compound interest. So I'll give you one example. A man for UPS, real guy, Theodore Johnson, never made more than $14,000 in his entire life in a year. Did one thing that I teach in the book. You're going to take a percentage of what you earn, no matter how difficult you think it is, and you're going to set it aside like the government gave you a tax and you never see it. It goes straight to your investment account. He did it with 20%. He said, I can't do 5, but a friend of his said, the government took it, they'd take it. For 20% was taken away, put in this investment account. In his 70s, he's worth $70 million. He never made more than $14,000. I show you step by step how to do it. And I don't care where you are. If you're just beginning the journey, you're a student and you've got student debt, or you're a baby boomer behind, I'll walk you through it. And it's not my solutions. It's the best of the people on earth. That's how I'm able to share it.
Wild stuff. All right, that's it. I was planning to win the lottery. That's not a valid plan.
You know, I thought money can't buy you happiness. No. I'm starting to think otherwise.
You talk about how many people think they're going to win the lottery.
That's right.
You can meet Tony Robbins in person. I think we got a book signing. Let's put it up on the screen, please. Bookends. We've been there.
Yeah, in Ridgewood, New Jersey. It's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Ridgewood Avenue.
Expect massive lines. Okay, be careful.
Well, I hope we meet everybody.
Thank you. Tony Robbins, a real privilege to have you on Good Day.
Great to be with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.